Welcome to
Cowhide Stories for GIGI Kids.
a place where
Kids like us
will be inspired
by awesome Christian stories. Cookies are ready.
Ooh, how delicious! Oh, actually, I'm going to go and check on the popcorn. I hope they don't get burned.
Oh, I just love cookies.
I remember I also bought cake and cowmong sauce.
Oh
Yum!
my goodness, I am in heaven.
Oh, by the way, I bought vanilla ice cream.
Delicious.
Hello, boys and girls. I guess you must be wondering why we have all this delicious food.
Well, let me tell you, we're having a goodbye party.
We are having a slumber party to say goodbye to Valentina. That's right, Valentina is leaving us.
We are so sad and we're going to miss her.
Hi, boys and girls. It's true. I am moving away because my parents got a new job. It's really exciting, but also really sad that I won't ever see you again.
Yes, but the good thing is that we can do chats via Zoom.
Plus, we will also email and send each other pictures of what's happening.
Oh, I love that. Oh, but I know we're going to miss you so much, Valentina. Aren't you guys going to miss them too? Yes, I knew you would.
I know it won't be really sad, but won't keep in touch.
Well, today we have something extra special in Poppy's glitter box. She kind of whispered something to me before, but don't tell Valentina. So, Poppy, what's in your glitter box today?
Wait, what aren't you going to tell me? What is in your glitter box?
Well, are you ready? In my glitter box today, I've got a present! I have a farewell present to Valentina from me and Esther. Come on, Valentina, come and open it.
Oh wow, I love the wrapping paper on this. It's so pretty.
Oh, I'm so glad I did that myself.
Wow, I can't believe it. You've got me something I've always wanted. I've always wanted a camera.
We knew it, and that way you can take a photo of all your new adventures.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so glad you liked it, Valentina. We picked it out specially for you.
I am so thankful, you guys. I've always wanted this. I'm so happy you gave it to me.
You're so welcome.
All right, I think we should get our popcorn, our cookies, our ice cream, and get ready outside while I tell you all the story.
Oh, yes.
That sounds like a plan. Oh, wait, I remember. Oh, you said that one of the characters in the story goes away. What did you mean by that?
Yes, the story that I'm telling you today is about a young woman who goes away as well. She goes from UK, United Kingdom, all the way to another country. But I'll tell you that in the story. And her name is Gladys Alyward. The Little Woman with a Big Heart. The True Story of Gladys Alyward, Part 1. Written by Rosie Smith. All aboard! The shrill whistle of the train announced its soon departure. Gladys nervously dusted off her skirt and picked up her small suitcase. Here we go, Lord, she thought to herself. It had been a difficult journey to get this far, and yet this was only the beginning of her life as a missionary. Ever since Gladys read the article about the millions of people in China who hadn't heard about Jesus, her heart was drawn to the country. Someone needed to go and share the gospel, but who? Gladys sure didn't feel qualified. Born and raised in London, she was a very small woman, almost 30 years old and with little education. Even when she finally got the courage to apply at the mission agency for China, she was told it was not possible. She had failed her studies in theology and Chinese, and Gladys almost gave up hope. Maybe God hadn't called her to be a missionary, she thought to herself, yet she still couldn't get China off her mind. Gladys went back to work as a maid for wealthy people in London. It was through this that she met a missionary couple who encouraged her not to give up her dreams. God will show you in His own good time. Keep on watching and praying, they told her. One day when Gladys was reading her Bible, God showed her what He wanted her to do. Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. God had told this to Abraham many years ago, but in that moment it felt as though the words were written just for her. Then she read the story of Nehemiah, who left his job serving the king to help his people in Jerusalem. Without a doubt, she knew God was telling her that he would provide a way, just as he did for Abraham and Nehemiah. So Gladys started to save as much money as she could to get to China. She found a job as a maid working for a famous explorer and spent the last of her money on a train ticket to his home. She had nothing left. What was she to do? Walking up to her room, she laid her Bible on the bed. God, she prayed, here's the Bible filled with your stories that I want to tell others about. Lord, this is everything I have. If you want me to go to China, please provide. Just as she finished her prayer, the wife of the explorer called her. Gladys! Gladys! Look, Gladys, she said, taking out something from her purse. You have spent money getting to my house, so I always pay back travel expenses. The lady smiled and handed her a little wad of money. So this is for you. Gladys looked down at what had been placed in her hand. It was far more money than she had spent on the train ticket. She knew then that God was providing. As soon as she could, she went to the local travel agency to book a ship to China. But when she was told how much it cost, her heart sank. Is there a cheaper way? She asked hopefully. Yes, there's a cheaper way. The man nodded and showed her a big map. You will have to go by train through here. He pointed to an area on the map. It's a very dangerous war zone area. You could get killed there. Gladys gasped. What could she do? Taking a deep breath, Gladys said, I'd like to book a ticket, please. I will pay a little bit off every week. I'm sorry, ma'am, the man said, shaking his head. But there is no guarantee that you'll arrive safely. I don't care about a silly war, Gladys said confidently. I'm sure it'll be over by the time I get there. The travel agent was not convinced, but Gladys insisted. Reluctantly, he booked her ticket and Gladys walked out feeling a little taller. With a goal in sight, Gladys got to work. By her calculations, it would take her 3 years to save enough money, but God provided in miraculous ways. And after just 1 year, she had paid off every cent of her train ticket. Finally, the big day came. She was ready to go to China and meet a lady by the name of Jenny Lawson who she was going to work for. Gladys' heart beat faster as the train jerked forward and moved out of the station. She was about to embark on the biggest adventure of her life. Gladys closed her eyes. Lord, you've gotten me this far, she prayed silently. I know you'll get me all the way there. The trip was long and exhausting. The train jerked back and forth, and soon Gladys started to feel stiff from the hard wood bench she was sitting on. Gladys spent a long time staring out the window, watching the countryside flash past. Pretty soon she began to doze, waking up every now and then when the train stopped. Hours turned into days, and days turned into weeks. Many long weeks after, the train pulled into a station on the border of Russia. Gladys suddenly realized she was the only passenger left. The train conductor made his way through the carriages, checking the seats. When he got to Gladys, he seemed surprised to see her, and then frustrated. He yelled at her in what must have been Russian, but Gladys didn't understand a word. He yelled again and pointed out the door. Gladys realized he wanted her to get off, but this wasn't her destination. She had to get to the other side of Russia. I'm not leaving, Gladys said, planting herself firmly on the seat. All of a sudden, there was a loud noise at the door. Russian soldiers began stamping through the carriages. One pushed past the conductor. Very soon, Gladys was surrounded by rough-looking men who eyed her suspiciously. What was this English woman doing on a train heading into a war zone? Gladys had never felt so uncomfortable. When the train reached the next stop, the train conductor returned, this time pulling Gladys off the train. The soldiers hadn't done anything to her. God had protected her. Soon she was left in the freezing cold, standing on a bare wooden platform. She felt terribly alone. Gladys looked at a map. Oh no, it's 50 kilometers to the nearest city. What am I going to do? God, please help me, she cried, tears running down her cheeks. She took a deep breath and immediately sensed God was with her. Gladys wiped her tears away and shivered. It was freezing. I guess I should start walking, she sighed. Wrapping an extra scarf around her, Gladys picked up her bag and began trudging towards the snow-covered woods. Will she ever make it to China?
That sounded so cool. But I'm so excited to hear part 2.
Me too. I can't wait.
Well, I'm so glad you both liked it, and I hope you GIGI kids love it as well and can't wait for the second part. But we're not going to let you wait too long. So tune in next week to listen to part 2. You are going to love it.
Well, that's all from us this time. Until next time. Bye.
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 Oh, and one more thing. Valentina will be in next week's episode for the last time ever. I'm so sad, but I can't wait for you to hear us next week. Bye.
And don't forget that you are GIGI kids, gorgeous in God's image.